Is a business plan necessary for starting an assisted living? I am actually going to answer that question in this video, so make sure you guys stick around. What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to my channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, guys, thank you for all the support, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. For all my new viewers, guys, I've actually created a Facebook group called Legion Assisted Living Academy for you guys to go request yourselves. It's free, and we share a lot of different knowledge in there depending on what state you live in. You might run across a member or two who are in the same state dealing with the same regulations. So make sure to go add yourselves, request yourselves, and make sure you guys answer the 3 questions before requesting yourselves. And I will accept you guys, and you guys will have more of a one-on-one with me, and I make sure to stay active on that group, so any questions you guys have, you guys can ask me in that group. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example of why I didn't use a business plan to start out with. And the main reason why I didn't start a business plan when I first started was because it wasn't necessary for me to spend $300 to $400 or even $500 for someone to develop a business plan for me, due to the fact that the funding that I had wasn't necessary for me to have a business plan, and therefore it was just kind of my money and other money that I had borrowed from some loved ones, and therefore I didn't need a business plan for them to be able to fund me. So therefore it wasn't necessary for me to necessarily have a business plan. But with that being said, a business plan for me, I still don't see, for me personally, I don't see the reasons of having a business plan, due to the fact that a lot of times when you start out a business from scratch, or you start a business, it isn't necessarily always going to go the way you thought it was going to go, regardless of the projections that you're trying to make on your business plan of, well, how much can I make this year or next year? Pretty much that is the reason why I don't do a business plan, because in my perspective, it is not necessarily worth the $300, $400, $500, whatever they cost now, to do a business plan. For other people, it gives them that sense of security to have a business plan, but for me, my business plan is really my gut, and some people may disagree or agree with that. But with that being said, I will give you guys my perspective on the benefits of having a business plan. In this aspect of assisted living, the main reason why I think a lot of people would want to have a business plan in order to start an assisted living is if they're going to a lender to actually get the funding from them, or if they're looking for private investors. A lot of people want to be able to go and pitch their business ideas to private lenders or even private investors and get a hard money loan. Whatever the case may be, they do request a business plan for their security and their purposes of knowing where their money is going, which, I mean, if I was a private lender or a private investor, I would probably do the same thing. So the main reason that a lot of people go and get a business plan formed is because they want to just raise capital. The second reason really would be because they want to have something for themselves, right? They want to put down goals in their business plan to set for themselves, and that could be a good and bad thing. The bad thing would be if you do that, if you don't hit those goals, it's going to be kind of demotivating, right? It's going to be disappointing when you don't hit a certain goal that you have set up in your business plan. That's just life in general, and that's why for me personally, I don't really want to do a business plan, because if I put goals down there and I don't hit them, it's going to be pretty disappointing. And now that I've done it without a business plan, I can tell you guys that you don't necessarily need a business plan. But with that being said, once you do it the first time and you have proof of actually doing it, and you can show your financials and you can show your tax returns and you can just show your business per se, right? That makes you more credible than an actual business plan or just an idea, right? When you've actually implemented it and it's worked out for you and you've been successful at it, a lot more private investors are willing to actually give you the money to go and start another home, to go expand your business, because of the fact that you have hard proof of saying, look, I've already done it, I can do it again and again, and you just repeat the process of what you did the first time. So it makes it a lot easier. But when you just have a business plan and you go lay it out and you anticipate or you assume that you're going to do certain things, I can tell you guys from experience from right now that a good portion of the time it's not going to go the way that you assume or anticipate it going. It's very rare that that ever happens. And the only time that ever really happens is if you've done it already and you know what to anticipate. Therefore, guys, it's really not necessary to have a business plan, in my perspective, to start assisted living. The only reasons is, there's literally the 5 P's of a business plan. If you've gone through the process of making a business plan, you guys know what they are. It's people, position, product, projection, and plan, right? You want to go over all of those in detail if you do decide to go through and go get a business plan. You just got to have 2 keys, to make sure that you have a clarity of vision and the ability to just raise capital, to expand your business, to grow, to scale it. And guys, I can say that my best reference to really go do a business plan for a cheaper price would be Fiverr. That's really somewhere you can just go get a cheaper business plan made that's professional, and it's cheaper than actually going and hiring someone to go do it full on for you guys, which could be costly. And you can write that off at the end of the year in taxes. But regardless, guys, having a business plan really is just for your own purposes, guys. I know that sounds repetitive and I sound repetitive right now, but I think so many people overthink this process, and they overthink everything, that like they need to have everything down to a T, right? What are the projections going to be? There's just such a ton of questions on a business plan that you probably won't ever even utilize. You probably won't ever even come across having to deal with some of that stuff that's in the business plan. So guys, just understand that there have been a tremendous amount of people who have been very successful without overthinking this process. Especially, even myself, I didn't need a business plan, guys, and I've been able to get an assisted living home up and going and make it successful. The only way because what I see oftentimes too, with not just in this industry but in general, is people create a business plan and they create all this stuff and they spend all this extra money and then end up never utilizing it. Because it's one thing to have to pay for that kind of stuff, but then it's another thing to actually utilize and implement that business plan into action. And what's going to happen a lot of times, you're going to sit down with someone and they're going to walk you through and they're going to be like, "Ooh, yeah, this is not probably the best industry to get into," or they're not going to. But then again, those people have never done it. And it kind of goes back to the whole thing of, well, if they've never done it, then why would you trust them? They don't necessarily know the industry like someone who's actually doing it and someone who's actually been doing it. And so it just comes back to that whole concept, guys, of don't listen to people who haven't done it before, and don't let a business plan hold you back from potentially starting your own business and potentially scaling something that could be amazing for not only yourselves but your families, etc. So don't emphasize so much attention and energy on a business plan, guys. Like I've said multiple times, time and time again, I've said, focus your energy and time into implementing and putting your energy into finding a property, going to zoning, doing the process that I've been talking about time and time again, and you guys will be able to get a lot more results from that than your business plan. And it's kind of the same thing as well as like a logo, right? Too many people put too much time into overthinking what their logo should look like, or what they think something needs to be written out, or You know, different little things like that that don't really matter, guys. Those things you can handle later. But I'm not saying like put a business plan on the side and pretend like it's nothing. Do your due diligence and, you know, make sure it's within your budget. Set yourself a budget when you're starting out and see if it's really within your budget to go get a business plan. And if it makes you more comfortable to have a business plan, then by all means go do it. I'm not saying don't do a business plan, but you know, it's every person to their own. And I only wish you guys more success. If a business plan gives you guys that confidence and that you know, the security, then by all means go do it, guys. And let me know if you guys end up doing a business plan. I would love to hear about it and love to see how it works out for you guys. And if there's questions in a business plan that you guys need answered, just let me know. Make sure that you guys go join that Facebook group. Drop all those questions in there, even in the comment section on this channel. And guys, if you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure to hit that like button. Also, don't forget, guys, to hit that subscribe button. And I appreciate all of you guys, like I've said before. And I will see you guys all in the next video. God bless. Peace.